Hello, I am David Marler from Rotterdam University, and today we're going to be talking about word stress and vowels for the Phonetics 1 course. What we're going to be looking at today is why word stress is important so that you can know how to transcribe words. And the reason why word stress is actually important is because it helps us know where vowels go and which vowels we should use when we're transcribing words. A lot of times students find this to be quite difficult, and they especially have a problem when they're dealing with the short vowels like I, a, etc. So what we're going to go through today is a few steps on how we can take a word and actually look at it and see how the word should be pronounced. Now, the first step that we do is we look at the word and we break it up into syllables. So if we look at the word, for instance, attack, it's broken up into two syllables, and tack. If we look at, for instance, the word banana, we now have three syllables, na, and na. The second step that we go through is we find the stress in each word. And this is the first thing that a lot of people find to be quite difficult. But when you're a Dutch speaker, or when you're an English speaker, or most speakers of European languages, we automatically have the stress memorized when we learn a word. So the word attack, I can feel that if I clap my hands, I go attack. I can definitely hear that the tack is where the stress falls. So if we look at attack, I would then mark it with a small x and a large X. The small x on the part that we don't stress and the big X on the word that we do stress. So if we look at the word banana, we have three syllables and we know that it's banana. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, how do I actually look at a word? How do I actually see if the stress makes sense? The way to do that is to actually do all and speak all, pronounce all of the possibilities. So, banana, banana, banana. Attack, attack. You can hear that if I say attack, attack, that I can hear where the stress falls. So this third step that we do is you transcribe the noises as if they were all stressed. So this, is just taking the noise a like an and tack and ba, na, na. And the fourth step is that we change the unstressed noises to a schwa, or the upside down E, the noise, as in bonus. So attack, we have attack, two syllables. The third step is that we take the small x, the one that's unstressed, and we change from its stressed consonant to an unstressed consonant. So it becomes attack. Let's look at banana. So there we have banana. The third one, we know that the middle syllable is stressed, so we take all of the noises, ba, na, na, and of course we change it to banana. Now this is an easy way to figure out how to transcribe words. And this has to deal with a common aspect of English, which is that we only pronounce the vowel correctly, we only pronounce the vowels it's written on the stressed syllable in most cases. But it doesn't always change to a schwa. It can also change to the it noise, like an kit noise. So let's look at these 5 words right here, and let's go through the steps that we have. So we have the word happy, apostrophe, medium, message, and transcribe. So if we go through steps 1 and 2, we have happy, has 2 syllables. We have happy. It's not happy, but it's happy. Then we have apostrophe, which we then see right here has 4 syllables, and this one's going to be quite difficult. So we'll have to say apostrophe, 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 apostrophe. We can hear that the stress is on the second syllable, apostrophe. We have the word medium, so that has 3 syllables, medium. And if we look at it, we say medium. We don't say medium or medium, we say medium. And finally, we have message, which has 2 syllables, and we say message. and the stress is on the first syllable. It's message, not message. So let's go through the other steps that we have here. If we look at apostrophe and we break it down into the third step, we would say APOSTROPHE. So I haven't used a schwa. I've written down every single word that I have, every single noise, as if I were to say those noises individually, each syllable individually. And what I do is I take the unstressed syllable, so in case of apostrophe, the first, the third, and the fourth syllable, and I have to think to myself, is it going to be a schwa, or is it going to be an or an I? Those are essentially the two choices that I have. So if I think of it, I wouldn't say apostrophe, I would say pa, and then stra, of course, becomes str, and phi becomes f, apostrophe. The same thing we have with happy. So I have happy, I split it into two different noises, I add the stress on the first syllable, the ha, and then I change it to happy, and then I look at it and I change it either to happy with an I written the way that we write it orthographically, so when we type, or as the kit vowel. And often when you have an E noise at the end of the word, you can choose an RP for either one. Then we have medium. The following also works. So we have medium. We have the stress on the first vowel. The other vowels then change to an I or an So we have medium, medium. Our next word, of course, was message. And here we have the stress on the first noise, me, and then in this case, it doesn't change because the second noise is naturally a kit vowel, message. So now what you're going to do is I want you to go through all of these steps and I want you to try these three words. And I will give you a hint, I am tricking you because these words have what we call diphthongs. I want you to pause this right now and I want you to go through the steps that we've gone through. Okay, let's look at what we have here. These noises that we just had are what we call diphthongs, and diphthongs unfortunately don't change. Now, if you're wondering what a diphthong is the noises where we use two symbols, and these are noises where our then voice shifts. Sometimes they're also called slides. So for instance, in the word window, the stress is on the first syllable, window. It's not window, it's window. However, the O noise is so strong that it can't be changed into the I or the The same thing with the word irate. We say irate, not irate, but irate. And because of that, the I in irate, it can't change. The same also with, for instance, alloy. So we say alloy and not alloy. And because the stress is on the A stays the same in alloy, but the oi noise cannot be reduced to a kit vowel or a schwa because diphthongs are too strong. The word depends too much on the correct pronunciation of the diphthong. So if we review how we can actually learn to transcribe words using word stress, we can remember that most unstressed syllables will change to the I or the Diphthongs like I, a, ow, etc., these won't change. And stressed syllables will always stay the same. So in every single word, they will always stay stressed. Now there is an important part to remember, and that is that when we're looking at sentence stress, certain words, especially grammar words, or function words as we like to call them in phonetics, meaning they don't have a lexical meaning, like the word the, or the word to, or the word then. Those are words that often will also take a weak form. And we'll discuss this later when we talk about sentence stress.